Hello YouTube, I've got another high elo game here with the teams being Soper Fake Dads versus Swarm 5 the Swarm. And so we've got a lot of high elo people here on this team. CRS Rux, Fabi, CRS Jaximus, One Bad Brad, and Jaximus. So I expect this to be a stomp, and sorry, had a little bit of trouble loading there, so we'll do a quick run through. It looks like the lane matchups are going to be Zach versus Elise in the jungle. At top lane, it is most likely Rise versus Zed. At mid, it is most likely Swain versus Ari. And bottom lane, it is Fiddlesticks Ezreal versus Tristana and Thresh. So let's take a quick look at what everybody's running. Starting with the blue team, Elise looks like she's running just a little bit of Magic Pen there. Probably 21-9, something along those lines, maybe 21-09. Zed running just a little bit of Armor Pen, a lot of attack damage. Was Fiddlesticks here running just a little bit of Magic Pen in those marks. Looks like he's going mainly utility, so probably 09-21 or something along those lines. Ari here is running probably 21-09. Ezreal running heavy into the attack damage, just a little bit of lifesteal. And now for the purple team, Rise is running a little bit of Magic Pen, 9% CDR, so either has cooldown reduction in his glyphs, or he's also got lifesteal. Why does he have lifesteal? Oh, I'm derp. Yeah, he's 9-0-21, most very likely, just because he's got the lifesteal spell Vamp Mastery. Totally forgot about that for a moment. Tristana here is running just a little bit of Armor Pen, a lot of attack damage. Thresh here is running, looks like 0-21-9, not much, a lot of armor, a lot of magic resist this early on. 47 MR is pretty high. Zach here is running, looks like 9-21. It just looks like he's got attack speed marks is my guess. With some tankiness, so probably 9-21, something along those lines. And last but not least, the Swain is running probably 21-09. Actually, it's hard to tell. He's got a lot of MR, so it's probably 21-9. So, yep, that's about a breakdown. Let's see what everybody started with. Looks like nothing eventful happened while I was going through that. Sorry, I had to make it very quick there, just because of the fact that it took me a little while to get into the game, so I had to catch up. So, quick, looks like everybody's starting relatively standard here. Lots of sight wards. Zed has a ton of sight wards. So does Fiddlesticks. Interesting. Okay. No starting items for a lot of people here. Oh, Fiddlesticks taking a little bit of damage there. Thresh managing to land a nice hook there, and Ezreal just getting auto-attacked. Wow, free damage. Get out of here, blue. Soper, you're clearly much more amateur compared to this purple team. Rise starting to poke away a little bit at that Zed. Bottom lane, Ezreal is forced back. That's really bad this early in the game. You get behind on levels, you get behind on CS. The levels is the big thing, because these guys are going to be like level 3. So just that ability to do additional spells is so relevant, plus the additional HP. Like that 100 HP that you gain per level, give or take, is so huge on these team fights. So that will probably cost Ezreal backlane taking that early game damage, but we'll see. We got to remember, this purple team is very high elo. We've got a lot of Curse, we've got Fabi. There's just a lot of high elo people here. One Bad Brad. I believe that is the same person as One Mad Brad, which I have spectated many a time. And Thresh trying to throw out a hook there, not much going on. Middle lane, still nothing too exciting. Purple top is... Rise is still just dance around, and we never actually matched up these people. Sorry about that. There we go. Should be matched up. CSC, the Tristana is already almost 10 CS over this Ezreal, which is 200 gold. Like, it doesn't seem that substantial yet, but if that keeps building, it's going to be really bad. Ari taking some nice damage, but a nice ignite and forcing the flash there from Swain. Zach trying to come in and support a little bit. Nice stun there on the Zach. Going to take some nice damage here. Probably going to force him back. So that's a nice little play there at mid lane. Keep in mind, Elise does a lot of damage. Right now, this bottom lane is proving to be the strongest lane here for purple, while mid lane is going to have a few problems here just because of that misgauge of the damage. But keep in mind, she did burn her ignite to do that much damage to him. So with the healing from these pots here, it's going to be keep in mind, he will have the upper hand because he will have that ignite. So, bottom lane, not too much is going on. Zac is just dancing around in the jungle here. Nobody has gone back besides that Ezreal, and it looks like he just bought health pots on his way back. Top lane, a little bit of damage going on, and Ryze is going to go down to that ignite first blood. We're going to back it up so we can see the full length of this. Watch this dive happen. Ryze trying to dance around to deny it, and the stun lands so much damage. The flash should try and avoid some, but the ignite is already on, so... Yep, landing that stun was big. This Elise seems like she's a very strong player. Who is she? Not familiar with the based Tran, even though I think there are other Trans. So it could be an alternate account for somebody, but we'll see. Hi, I'm Echo. That's a high elo person. So was One Ons, I think. Huh. I'm just not familiar with the Swapper. I know the Swarm is an actual team, so... I just recently updated my lists in order to find people, so that's why I'm aware. A little bit more aware of some of the names, so... As far as items go, it looks like Ahri went back, got a couple Doran's rings. Zed looks like he's going to be building a Brutalizer, but doesn't quite have enough gold, so he got a couple Longswords instead. And Ryze, he's got that Tear of the Goddess, so his damage is going to be start increasing here exponentially. Well, that's probably a strong word. Geometrically? Yeah, that's probably more accurate. So, yep, solid game so far. Just one kill in the first 5.5 minutes, but it has been relatively active. Like, there's been a lot of harass. Bottom lane has certainly calmed down, but top lane and middle has certainly had a little bit of action, so... Kashan Din, I wonder if that's an alternate of, like, Dan Din and stuff like that, or a friend of his or something. I don't know. Anyway, the players, they are who they are. Dropping wards all over the place. Really good vision for both teams on both of these teams. Mid is the only one that isn't very well warded, besides for this Ahri one near the dragon, so... And I think this Fiddlestick support is actually going to prove detrimental, because part of the reason you run with Fiddlestick supports is his early Dark Wind harass is really potent, and also his fear. It is like the longest crowd control in the game. There's a nice hook, but it's not going to prove to be that much. Just a little bit of damage. Thresh throwing down the lantern there. Thresh is definitely one of the strongest supports just because of his stupid hook and lantern. Like, he doesn't have that much damage, but my god, his lantern can make you do some crazy things. Crazy things indeed. You can do some pretty ridiculous damage just because of the fact that somebody can run in, do some damage, he chucks the lantern to block some of the damage with the shield, and then they hook back to him, so... Can be pretty crazy there, indeed. Mid lane, still pretty boring. As far as the CS goes, Zac is slightly ahead in the jungle. Zed is up substantially far ahead of Ryze. Same with Ahri. She's over the Swain a little bit, but Tristana is kicking the crap out of Ezreal, so I guess it kind of makes up for it. There is a 600 gold difference in blue team's favor right now, but that's mainly from that one kill, plus the assist. So it looks like blue team is going to steal the red here, and leaving the minions, it looks like. So there's a fear on the Tristana. This might prove to be a little bit of damage, but it doesn't look like it. Looks like she'll be just fine. Might try to bait them to overextend and then have Zac jump over the wall, because it looks like Zac is getting ready for a lane gank here if you take a peek at the minimap. So we will keep our eyes peeked on this. There's a nice initiate there. Zac coming in, lots of damage. Fiddlesticks goes down there, and there's bouncy time from the Zac. Manages to flash and knock back that Ezreal. Ezreal is in a world of trouble right now. The Flay ensures the kill. Tristana getting a couple of kills there. I guess it was only one, and Zac getting the other. So, sharing the wealth there. Ryze taking a little bit of damage here at top lane. Back at mid, looks like Swain wants to help do Dragon, so looks like purple team is going to take this early lead here with the Dragon and those double kills. So, we're going to back it up so we can see what happened at top lane there. Looks like he just took a little bit of damage, traded to him, poking at him just a little bit, baiting him in, and then there's the ultimate, and some nice damage to the Ignite. Just so much damage. Ryze, you need to build some armor. You need to build some armor. Get a Warden's Mail or your Glacial Shroud next. Don't go for the Catalyst. Catalyst will screw you up. There you go. Chain Vest. There it is. And purple team gets the Dragon, bringing that gold advantage to about 700 gold in purple team's favor. So not super substantial yet, and this turret actually might go down relatively soon here. So that gold advantage is not very significant at this point. Most of the gold is on Ezreal, though, for the purple team. He's pretty substantially far ahead. Zac has quite a bit as well. And then on the blue team, Zed is the gold whore right now. So, solid game so far. Fairly active. Just a lot of harass. I always enjoy the games where there's a lot of harass instead of stupid farm fest. You're like, I'm going to farm here, you're going to ignore me, and I'm just going to farm. I'll let you farm too, but I farm better. I really hate those games. They're just such a bore to me. But yeah, that turret only has about 226 health, so that top turret will be going down soon. The rest of these turrets are still pretty healthy. This one's at half. Yeah, they're all relatively healthy, so... here comes a Fiddle ult here. Swain going to take quite a bit of damage. Elise doing some nice damage to him. But I think Swain might get a kill here on the Elise. Ahri is coming, whiffs the skill shots. There's a teleport from Ryze. And now blue team is on the run. Ryze checking out the E there, hoping to get some nice bounces there, but didn't quite happen there how he wanted. So Ryze is going to cover the mid here while his Swain heads back. But I'm pretty sure top lane is lost here for purple. They are going to lose that turret most likely. Oh, beautiful flash there to avoid the Thresh hook. That would have been death right there if Thresh had landed that hook. So, nice preventative flash there. That was blind. That was really good reaction time, actually. That was beautiful reaction time. And it looks like Ezreal is aware of the danger that he is involved in. Thresh jumps over the wall, whiffs the flay. Some nice damage. Tristana avoids a lot of the damage there with the rocket jump. And lots of tower hits on the Thresh, but he will get away just fine. Fiddlesticks is coming, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to do too much. Purple team's gold advantage is now 1.2k in their favor. And oh my gosh, this turret is not dead. It's at 29 health. Just like 2 auto attacks from like a minion will be enough to kill it. So it's as good as dead. And there he goes. That turret's going to die now. Trying to prevent it from pushing too much. That's why I didn't want to kill it quite yet. Zac coming in there with the elastic slingshot, doing some nice damage, but Ahri manages to land a nice charm there, preventing a good amount of damage, but she was forced to ult during that due to the Zac ultimate. These guys have some pretty amazing reaction time, that's for sure. I need to work on my reaction time because preventative flashes are way better than reactive flashes, so... I absolutely love it when you see like a Malphite trying to ult somebody and the person just flashes over it. It's so cool. So cool. There's this one video of like a Nidalee versus a Malphite. The Malphite ults. Oop, a little bit of damage here on the Thresh. There's the hook, and down goes Ezreal there. Ezreal getting rocked here at bottom lane. But as I was saying, there's this awesome video of a Malphite versus Nidalee at top lane. And they're both relatively low. They had just been poking each other and disengaged from one another. Malphite gets level 6. Ults her. The Nidalee flashes over, turns into Cougar form, and then just executes him with her Q. It's just one of the prettiest outplays I've seen. It was just so simple. So it looks like blue team might be able to get this turret here at mid lane, and purple team managed to get the bottom lane turret. So the gold advantage is still only about 600 gold in purple team's favor. So... The turret advantage right now is proving to be very helpful for this blue team. That will keep the gold relatively even, so... Looks like Thresh is trying to find something here. But, Tristana clearing some wards. Dragon will be back up here probably in another minute or two. Should be back up. And it looks like Zac is initiating on the Ahri. There's the ultimate. Some nice damage, but he is a little out of position. Fiddlesticks ult coming in, doing tons of damage to everybody. Elise just coming in, trying to execute people. Swain is healing back up, though. And Tristana Thresh coming from the side to clean up before purple team gets overwhelmed. There is the Zac ultimate. Swain is as good as dead, but so is this Zed as well. Tristana manages to pick him up. So... shutdown kill there for Tristana, and purple team all of a sudden has a humongous gold advantage, 2.5k in their favor. And Dragon will be back up here relatively soon, and they should be able to get a turret out of this as well. Ezreal wasn't in that fight, so that was part of the reason why purple team won that so handily. Because if you saw at the very beginning, purple team was losing, but then they got the backup from Thresh and Tristana, and then Ryze came in to help clean up. So, nice little play. Getting that turret will now bring the gold advantage to about 3.2 2k in purple team's favor. So, and the turrets are now even. Dragon will be coming back up here very shortly. Tristana is starting to build some monstrous items. Looks like she's almost to her Infinity Edge. She decided to go with the Tier 1 boots almost into the Tier 2 boots there, just so she had that increased mobility and attack speed. Looks like Ahri is going to be building a Liandry's first. I'm not sure if I quite agree with that. I like the cooldown reduction a little bit more as a first item on her, or big damage. Those are my two choices. When you've got somebody that's got a really nice stun or crowd control like Charm, I think the cooldown reduction proves to be much stronger. If you're absolutely dominating your team, then yeah, going the big AP I think is the way to go. But I don't think Spell Pen is that worth it on Ahri. Just like, it's good. You definitely want Void Staff eventually, but Liandry's, the main benefit, unless you've got slows, and she does have a slow on her Charm, so it does increase the damage of that. I just don't think it's really worth it because, if I recall, Liandry's only gives about 60 AP health, and then that the Spell Pen, and then the active. It does give a lot of benefits, but raw AP will often help you more, or cooldown reduction, in my opinion, versus that additional Spell Pen and whatnot. So, plus that active, it helps at poking early game. Like early in fights. Oh gosh, Ezreal forced to flash away, and Tristana flashes with him, and is he gonna go down? Oh my gosh, gets out of there with like 9 HP. Tristana, you misgauged it. Should have tried to sneak one more auto attack in there, but it happens. But this Ezreal is just getting rocked right now, and a nice cleanse there, but I think Tristana is gonna die here. She did manage to cleanse out of that Charm, but she was dominated. Purple team managed to get the Dragon while that was going on, though, so that is actually worth it. Giving up 1 kill for a Dragon is actually very much worth it. It's more ideal, though, if it's not your AD carry, but 1 kill for a Dragon is definitely worth it. Or 1 Dragon for 1 death, rather. Sorry, I wasn't being very clear on that. Zed doing some nice damage there with the ultimate, but he is most likely going to go down. It was more an escape. Beautiful escape there with the, oh my god, what is that stupid spell called? Living Shadow into the flash there, managing to cut so much distance, almost like a LeBlanc juke there. It was just well done. So Zed is going to get away. I really hate it when there's multiple champions, very similar names in the same game. I just have the worst time. But Zed managed to do a beautiful escape there. Just very well done. As far as items go, we've got some Sightstones on the supports. Tristan now has that Infinity Edge and the Zeal along with Tier 2 boots, so she is going to start critting up a Storm. Ezreal. Did he just, like, DC? What just happened there? Oh. I think he's given up. I think this Ezreal has given up. That was weird. Alright, so Zed has played the Rune King, which makes his burst that much more potent because he does have that active effect now, which makes his ultimate that much stronger. So he can do some pretty crazy stuff. Pretty crazy. But Ezreal is definitely proving to be the weak link. 0-4 with 86 CS. He is at 4,000 gold, while Tristana is at 7,000. That's really rough. And it looks like Ryze is in a little bit of trouble. Zed coming in on him. Ryze manages to bind him. There's the flash over the wall. But 4 people from blue team are converging. But you've also got 3 people from purple here sneaking up behind here. Manages to try and hook there, but the flash away manages to save him just a little bit longer there. Zed doing a weird leap there. Ezreal throwing down the ultimate there to try and help there because it looked like a team fight was going to break out, but the team fight is still maybe going to happen here. There is a Fiddle ultimate. Thresh taking some nice damage. The fearing him back into the team. Zed doing some beautiful damage there to the Swain. Swain is going to get picked up there. Zac is so very low. And it looks like Ryze did a nice job dodging the Elise stun there. But there's the Charm, and he is going to go down here. Might be able to pick up somebody, but Ahri manages to finish him before that happens. And Zac is running. Blue team, excuse me, blue team is still in a little bit of pursuit here. She might repel over this. I think his passive is up, so that would prove to be very, very fatal here for Elise if she repelled into the turret to try and finish him. So, excuse me about that. Sorry, I had that cough there for like the past 30 seconds there. It was driving me bonkers. So, As far as items goes, we've got Rise here. He does have that Rod of Ages now, and he does have the Glacial Shroud, so he's got a little bit of cooldown reduction. I hope he finishes that into a Frozen Heart here fairly quickly, because he will want... Oh man, did he rage? I think Ezreal might have raged, or maybe he's just having connection issues. And anyway, that will almost certainly seal this blue team's fate here. Team Sopper here. Sopper? Yeah. But we will see. Tristana now has the Static Shiv, which gives her a lot of damage. A lot of burst damage at the beginning of her fight, of her attacks. Just because of her range, she can get Static Shiv procs fairly quickly. And with her jumps, she can also get it fairly quickly. So, nice mixing up the damage so it's not the raw AD. As far losing Ez is going to be very, very bad for this blue team. Even though he wasn't doing that much and he was feeding pretty hard, it's just going to prove to be very bad here. Because once they get to late game, support Fiddle really falls off. Like, he really needs AP and Azonias and stuff like that in order for him to use his ultimates very effectively. And this is just going to prove to be very, very bad for this blue team. But we'll stick it out to the end. We'll see if blue team does surrender. That's about 15 seconds until they can surrender. So we'll see what happens here. But it is team ranked, so you never know. And Swain getting the blue buff will allow him to do all sorts of damage with his ultimate, because he'll just be able to ult all day long. All day long. Zac is the Aegis and the Spirit of the Ancient Golem, so he is actually quite tanky now. But he has mainly a lot of armor. He's probably only about 120 MR. Not even. 94 MR. So that's going to prove to be a little problematic, because with Ezreal gone, most of the damage is magic damage besides on the Zed. So, and chances are Zed will not be ulting Zac very often. Ahri here taking a little bit of poke there from the Zed, but nothing relevant. And there is Ezreal back. Good. I like having a little bit of a horse race instead of washes. I hate commentating on when it's just so one-sided. It gets so boring. But here we go. Looks like purple team is going to four-man push this top turret. Dragon should be coming up here relatively soon. And looks like they're warding, trying to be aware, because Baron is going to be a force. Oh my gosh, this Fiddle is so underleveled. He is 2 levels behind the Thresh. It's really rough. He's just not going to be able to do anything. So I guess that's why I decided to buy the Oracle and is just killing things. And it looks like Tristana managed to get that top turret there with the help of Swain. Blue team is trying to push this mid turret while that's going on. And this actually might prove very detrimental. And Rise is going to go down. Zac tries to come in and save him. There's a fear, though, to prevent some of the damage. Thresh is coming back. But meanwhile, Tristana and Swain are pushing yet another turret here. Zed trying to do some nice damage. Managed to do some good damage there, but it's not going to be quite enough to pick it up. She did punch him away and rocket jump away. And Thresh did go down during this, so this four-man blue push is proving to be very, very strong here. Purple team needs to come back and try and stop this. If they crack this turret, it's going to be so bad. Zac's passive is triggered, and now they are going to be able to pick him up. Ezreal taking some tower hits here. And finish him. There it is. And down goes the tier 3 turret. That is huge. That is huge. Blue team trying to make a comeback here, just doing the force push. Purple team should have come back a lot sooner. Tristana comes in, cleanses out of the fear, and she does go down, but Elise goes down in the process. Ahri managed to pick up that Tristana. Rise picked up the Ezreal though, and so now that we are going to see nearly an ace here, or effectively an ace. So now Fiddlesticks is going to try and escape, save that Oracles, even though I believe they did recently change that, and now he's dead. Yeah, that was one of the changes in the last patch, is Oracles now has a shorter duration, but it doesn't go away upon death, if I recall. Yep, still there. I forgot they did that. Oh, Oracles, how you can be such a weird item. It'd be interesting if they changed it so, like, the more you use it, the longer it lasted, but I'm not sure how that would balance. I don't know. Just playing with ideas. Rise finished that Rod of Ages. Now he is, I think I said that before, now it looks like he is finishing that Frozen Heart to prevent some of that attack damage there from Ezreal and Zed. And now purple team is going to get this dragon, and that's going to bring the gold advantage to about 7k in their favor. Oh my gosh, I can't do math. Like 4k. 4.5. Can't do math. And there it is, the two like slowest people to take the dragon. I guess it's almost 5. So somewhere in between. Ward fight going on here, and they will be able to kill this ward. Fiddlesticks clearing wards. Gonna get 50 gold out of that. 30. I thought they changed it to 50. Because that was another one of the changes. Whoever provides vision to see the ward gets half the gold. I thought they upgraded it to 52. Apparently that's wrong. My bad. Ezreal poking away here. What build is he going? Looks like he is deciding to go Blade of the Rune King attack speed instead of the mana, the Iceborne Gauntlet Mana Moon build. So, which I think might be worth it. I don't know. Mana Moon into Iceborne Gauntlet gives you a lot of ranged AoE poke. Oh, Tristana getting caught a little bit out of position, but manages to rocket jump away from the fight. Lee's trying to catch here, and looks like she's going to take a little bit of damage instead. Blue team is forcing this purple team back just because Ryze is not in this fight, and they are relatively split. That Zac is pretty far back. Looks like blue team is going to come down and try and catch this Ryze. He needs to start backing right now. Yep, back it up, because your daddy taught you good. Looks like he is going to get away. They didn't realize that the dragon was dead, and so blue team moving around as a unit is going to prove to be very strong. Their ability to peel here with Ahri and Elise is proving to be very, very strong. And then Zac dashing into the backline, trying to harass Ryze and Tristana as much as possible. It looks like we might see somebody get caught out of position here. No, purple team is just roaming. To be perfectly honest, there's not a lot of farming going on. We're at 25 minutes in, and holy crap, Ezreal is 117 CS behind Tristana. She is just dominating him. So, as far as items goes, Zed looks like he does have that Hex Drinker. Looks like he's going into a little bit of Armor Pen now, into that last Whisper. Ezreal still only has that Blade of the Rune King. Ahri going with some big AP. It looks like she's trying to go for Azonia's next. Fiddlesticks is trying to get boots mobility so he can help clear wards a little bit more and then be maybe just a little bit more effective with his ults. I don't know. Zac finishing up the Aegis will prove to be quite tanky for his team. Finishing up the Bulwark, and there's not even an Aegis started for this this blue team. I'm not sure who would build it. Either Fiddle or Elise, I guess. Yeah. I think Elise is slightly better just because Fiddle, I think, is so gold-starved this game. Yeah, he's only at 4k gold, 4.5. So, Thresh does have those Home Guards Boots of Lucidity, so he is planning on roaming all day long. And it looks like Tristana decided to get that Quicksilver Sash so she can avoid the fears from Fiddlesticks and the charms from Ahri. Zac trying to initiate in here. Ez manages to dodge that with an Arcane Shift. Sorry, that's Arcane Shift. What is this? True Shot Barrage. I said it wrong the last time that I commentated in as I was thinking it was Arcane Barrage. Derp, derp, derp. Looks like purple team might be going for a Baron here. Blue team does have good wards, though, and they are headed up. We could see a bait here, though. Ward fight going on here. Ez poking away just a little bit. And it looks like we're going to have a big fight here. Zac trying to initiate in there, burns his slingshot there, and a nice little silence there from the Fiddlesticks. This poking fight is just going on. Blue team wants to get this inhibitor, it looks like. Purple team decides to head back a little bit. Blue team decides to cancel going for that inhibitor. And now purple team is starting to get a little split. This is proving to be a little dangerous here for this purple team, but they are bunching up. The more they bunch up, I think blue team has a better AoE comp, even though Ryze can be really, really scary. I think blue team much prefers... Oh, and here it goes! Swain getting caught a little bit out there, managing to Zonia a lot of the damage there from Zed, but blue team is just proving to destroy, and this might be the game. Depends if Ryze can clean up here just a little bit. And blue team trying to do what they can. Elise taking a little bit of damage there, most likely going to get picked up. Zac manages to take down Zed there in the distance. Ryze is cleaning house, though. Cleaning everybody's clock. Flashes away from the Zed slingshot there. But I think this might be a problem here for blue team. Even though Ryze can't really push turrets, and there's the ace. Not too much is going to happen from that, but that will prevent blue team from pushing, obviously. Yes, Ryze is very good. You just play him like a keyboard. Okay. So after that death, it looks like Elise is getting a little AP now. Got the needlessly large rod. She does have a Locket of Iron Solari as well. Looks like she's going to be building a Zhonya's next. Or a Deathfire. I don't know. Hard to tell. Probably Zhonya's. That makes more sense to me. But Ahri still hasn't built too much more. It looks like she's still saving up for that Zhonya's, which she needs about 220 gold for. Ryze has the Archangel Staff, so all of a sudden he's going to do a lot more damage, and as soon as that builds into the Seraph's Embrace here, he is going to be substantially more tanky. He also does have that Negatron Cloak, which he will probably build into a Banshee's Veil or something along those lines. And it looks like Swain does have that Zhonya's, which we have seen in action, and now he is getting that the Athene's Unholy Grail, which will allow him to use his ultimate for a long time, and especially in the middle of those team fights. And it looks like Ezreal is just building up a little bit of damage, trying to get a Last Whisper here, so he has a little bit more damage there versus these tanky targets. And Zed with those Boots of Humility doing some nice damage here to Ryze, but not quite enough there. That finishing up that Frozen Heart does prevent a lot of damage from him. Just the decreased attack speed, and we're missing an engage here up at top. Thresh manages to miss the hook. Ezreal running away here from this purple team. Here comes the Elastic Slingshot, and Elise comes in from the back, managing to do a little bit of damage, but it looks like Tristana manages to catch that Fiddlesticks, so we're going to back it up and watch this just a little bit more. Tried to fear. There's the cleanse there from the Quicksilver Sash. Just manages to bring him down with the help of that red buff and her ridiculous range. Blue team is now in a 3v4 situation. Lee's trying to do a little bit of damage there to the Swain, but decides to fall back, which is a good one. Good idea there, because he is relatively tanky, and he can Zhonya, so it's very unlikely that they're going to be able to burst him. Blue team here are still clearing wards like crazy here, so purple team still has good vision, and because they are down one, looks like, Ryze, you're in a little bit of a dangerous position. Thresh manages to land a beautiful hook there. Ahri forced to ult there, but Ryze picks it up there with the overload. And now Ezreal is running, taking a little bit of damage there, and forced to fall back. And purple team is going to get this Baron buff, unless Elise can get the steal, and she gets it! Beautifully done with the Snipe Q combo there. Nice steal there from Elise. She did go down in the process, but hey, denying that gold and that buff to this purple team will be relatively huge, even though purple team is probably going to be able to take out a turret here in this 5v4 situation. Well, I guess it's a 5v3 for another 18 seconds before Ahri comes back up. Fiddlesticks is going to try and mitigate a lot of things, dropping the ward here, and I think his ultimate is up. So yeah, he is just chomping at the bit here, but purple team is going to be able to take this, and they're just waiting for that Ahri. Fiddlesticks, I bet he's going to ult here very soon. There's the fear there on Swain, prevents some damage. Dark Wind to silence, and now they're chasing just a little bit here. Ezreal doing some damage. Fiddlesticks ulting in, doing some nice damage, but he does get focused down there. Swain managing to land a nice bind, and also the Ryze binding as well. Zed getting bound into position, allows him to get absolutely wrecked there. Tristana does get picked up there, trying to get a little greedy there with her rocket jumps. And now Ahri are in a position of power. Ahri's ultimate still has a little bit. Ezreal throwing out the True Shot Barrage, manages to procs... oh my gosh, Thresh got picked up. Zach's passive. Sorry about that. You saw the Thresh death there and got a little bit confounded. Not actually. But it looks like blue team is going to push. They should ignore these minions and just go straight for this inhibitor and try and take it down as soon as possible, because it is a 3v2 situation, but I think they're going to have some problems. Ezreal is the only one left with Baron buff, it looks like, so we'll see what happens. If they can get this inhib, they will be sitting okay. This is starting to become a nail-biter here, guys. Swain throws out a nice bind there, and Ahri takes huge damage, managing to Zhonya some of it. Ryze is most likely going to get picked up here. Ahri trying to dash away from everybody, but Elise cannot take on Swain by herself. He's just got too much sustain there, and she is just getting ravaged. So 1 for 2 there on the trade there. Ryze did go down, but he did prevent the inhibitor from going down, and Ezreal and Ahri did go down. So that's going to prove to be a little fatal. The goal advantage is about 4.5k in 3.5k? Yeah. 3.5k in purple team's favor, and Dragon is back up. We'll see if purple team goes for that here. Baron's not up. They do have this inhibitor down, though, so that's going to provide some pressure here. I wouldn't be surprised if purple team decides to go for Dragon here. Maybe Swain will solo it. It's going to take him a long time. and he's going to burn through his mana so fast. There's Tristana. Should be able to finish it up. That'll bring the gold advantage to a little over 5k. Oh, just under. Just under. And purple team's just clearing wards here. Thresh with that Oracle is going to wander the map, try and clear as many of these wards that Fiddlesticks has been so deliberate in trying to place, so... And it looks like Fiddlesticks is trying to finish out that Shirelia's. Zed does have that Maw of Malmort here, so now it looks like he's trying to get a little bit more tanky. I'm guessing he's going to go with the Frozen Mallet. Ari has finished up her... Not Ari. Elise has finished up her Zonia's Hourglass. Zach looks like he's trying to build a Randuin's next. And Rise, let's see what he's building. He does have that Quicksilver Sash. I guess that's just to rip through the binds, even though he's not going to probably... He'll probably sell that eventually. I don't know. Right now, he's got that Blasting One that's probably going into a Void Staff. Yeah, and Tristana's doing some nice damage. Zed getting caught a little bit out of position there, taking a little bit of damage, but we got an engage going on down here. Ari just ripping people up there with her ultimate. Swain does get pulled apart, and Ari managing to avoid a lot of the damage, but now she is running from this Tristana, and the charm will mitigate some of the damage, but she does get picked up there. Rise comes in, doing terrible amounts of damage there to the Ezreal, and he does go down. Thresh pulling the Lantern back for Rise, and now they are pushing on this turret. Tristana, she has such potent sieging capabilities. Once she gets to this very late game, her range is absolutely obscene. I think Caitlyn has the same range as her as when she's level 15, but then after that, I think Tristana's range is absurd. So Tristana, there goes a second inhibitor. Baron buff will be coming up. Baron will be coming back up here relatively soon. So, and here goes another turret. This gold advantage is starting to swing way out of control, but Tristana is getting to this endgame, and Ezreal is nowhere near it. And it looks like Elise is trying to get somebody here, try and catch him with the stun. Manages to land a nice red buff there on Zac. There's the engage, doing some nice damage, but the Lantern manages to bring him back into the fold. But Rise is caught out of position, taking some nice damage there, but manages to stay alive just long enough with his ultimate. And tons of damage are going on everywhere, trading kills all over the place. Elise does get picked up by the Thresh. Fiddlesticks goes down, and now it is a 3v3 situation, and Elise is very, very low. Very low. She might be able to burst down Tristana, but that's going to be about it. And it looks like Purple Team is going to head back. Tristana wants a red buff again because it is so very potent on her just because of her massive ability to reposition during a team fight, her incredible range, and the ridiculous attack speed, which just makes red buff the perfect thing for her. The absolute perfect thing. And Tristana decides to get her Bloodthirster now, and that will provide her with a lot more damage. And I'm not sure what she's going to put. She probably will build that Quicksilver Sash into a scimitar. What is it, Merkiel? I always forget the first word. The scimitar there, because that is a very good item for a carry instead of going for the Guardian Angels. She still needs to get her tier 3 boots here, but that's all right. Tier 3 boots are overrated. That's not true at all. Führer can break games. Rise decided to go with Home Guard. I really like Führer on him, even though Home Guard is very good. But hey, to each their own. Ezreal still trying to make a comeback here. He's still 100 CS behind this Tristana, and there goes another turret. Tristana just abusing her range there. Gold advantage is about 5.5k in Purple Team's favor. And Baron buff will be coming back up here very, very shortly. And Blue Team does not have vision of it. This is going to prove to be a problem, because I think Purple Team has the time to mark down. We'll see if Blue Team can try and do what they can. For being down 9 kills and 3 turrets, this Blue Team is doing a very good job of holding into this fight. We're at 37 minutes. It looks like Blue Team wants to try and backdoor. They don't really have anybody that's good at backdooring. Zac can escape. Fiddlesticks, you're going to go for it? Really? Baron buff is back up. Oh, Fiddlesticks, you're dead. You're so dead. What are you doing, Fiddlesticks? That was the oh my gosh. That was stupid. That was really stupid. I don't know. That was so bad. He might have just cost his team the game there. Because now it's a 5v4 and the Blue Team is down Baron buff is exposed. Ryze just picked up the AD carry. This is most likely going to be the game-changing fight. Elise manages to Zonia there, but she is most likely going to go down. Tries to repel out of it, but gets picked up before she goes down. And Ahri is caught a little bit out of position. Swain managing to escape there, and now purple team Zed manages to pick up the Swain, so that is a plus, but Swain is going to go down there and gets bound. Cannot Living Shadow out of that, and now purple team is going to take back out this inhibitor. Tristana backing up, and this inhibitor is going to go down, most likely this turret and the third inhibitor, and that's most likely going to be game, because blue team will be back up by that time. Oh man, Thresh gets picked up there. Fiddlesticks came back in with the fear. Ahri, though, is in a world of hurt. Ryze is at his late game carrying potential now, and he is just wreaking havoc through this team. Wreaking havoc. And it looks like he is going to start poking away at this tier 3 turret here for mid lane, and this is probably going to prove to be all 3 inhibs, and then purple team will probably back up because all of blue team will be back up. And then they'll probably, purple team should be able to take the easy Baron. Because with good warding, oh, Ezreal getting caught a little bit out of position. Big damage going in on him. And almost picks up the Ez, but he is, oh, he manages to flash keep up with him in Quicksilver Sash out of that stun. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And it looks like blue team is just getting ravaged with all 3 inhibs down, 1 Nexus turret down, and their AD carry down, and Zed is good as dead. You know, oh, he's back up. Elise is down, and this is the Nexus is exposed. Tristana is starting to ravage it. Tristana manages to dash away from that Fiddlesticks fear there, but Ahri is coming in. Nice damage, but look at those crits there and the Ryze Qs. Ryze is at that late game power that he is so well known for. He is one of the latest game AP carries. So that was a fun game, regardless of it being fairly one-sided. There was a moment there when I thought blue team might be able to make a comeback, but it just didn't happen there. It wasn't in the stars for him. So I hope you guys did enjoy what you saw. It was a nice little team game there. Lots of high elo people. So hope you guys did enjoy it. If you like what you see, hit that like button, favorite, subscribe. You know the drill. If you really like it, please share it with your friends. I really do appreciate all the support. Can't say it enough. And I'd like to thank you one more time for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.